Triumph made a remarkable entry into the small displacement A2 market with the introduction of the road-going Speed 400 and the more rugged Scrambler 400. Triumph wants to create a small capacity machine which has the feel, basic terms, and quality of the larger capacity range. Alongside with their Scrambler 400X, they've definitely succeeded in doing just that. However, Triumph isn't just trying to break into a new market by appealing to younger cyclists with this new 398cc engines and chassis platform. Despite having a similar appearance to the Speed 400 at first sight, there are some significant dynamic differences between the two. These include a larger 19-inch front wheel, a longer wheelbase, a longer travel suspension, larger discs with different braking components, and less weight, which makes it 9 kilograms heavier than the 179 kilograms ready-to-ride Speed 400. Along with the larger handlebars, the seat height has also been extended by 45 millimeters, making the cockpit more roomy and suitable for riders of all shapes and sizes. The 400X centers of gravity is substantially higher, and the height differential is noticeable for smaller cyclists, or if reach to the ground is a concern for you. Everything about it is stylish. It has the Speed 400's amazing finish but gains extra features including a handlebar stay with Triumph branded cushioning, a headlamp grille, a sump guard, and a new style exhaust. With nearly the exact same design and posture as the bigger capacity Scrambler in the Triumph series, save for a small increase in thickness, it is readily confused from a distance. Though the Scrambler 400X beats the Speed 400 in terms of appearance and stance, it does not perform as well dynamically. This will only become apparent after time, though, since it can still handle rather well, particularly in terms of grip and mechanical input. Although the Scrambler 400X can still handle the occasional green lane and is a competent vehicle for the highway, don't expect it to give you the confidence to actually go off-road. Similar to the Speed 400, the new 398cc engine has a slightly altered gearing, although this is only to compensate for the difference in rear tire size rather than alter the bike's riding characteristics. Although it's enjoyable to beat, there are a few annoying aspects to it, such as the short gears, harsh throttle, and high-speed buzzing. The 400X, the limited-capacity variant of Triumph's highly popular Scrambler line, fulfills all the necessary requirements for dimensions, appearance, and presence. It cannot be utilized in off-road terrain, and the ride quality is not as smooth as that of its brothers who are based on roads. The 400X performs nicely for a Scrambler motorbike with a respectable amount of suspension travel. Although the suspension provides enough stability to tackle certain rural roads, its agility is softer and more submissive. There is 150 millimeters of ground clearance. It's still more than just fun, of course, but in terms of cornering ability, it falls short of the Speed 400. This is because the chassis alterations are more than what the spec sheet indicates, and what you get in stature and appearance, you lose in feedback, feel, and accuracy. However, the two-section seat assembly is surprisingly comfy, and the riding posture is fairly roomy with a well-placed cyclist triangle for an upright stance. Similarly, the 400X has bigger brake discs to accommodate its larger front wheel and more weight, but surprisingly, Triumph fitted it with softer brake pads that significantly lessen the first bite and feel. When questioned about the modifications, they said that they were made to improve the off-road experience, particularly because there isn't an off-road specialized ABS that can be turned on or off. Speaking of which, the Scrambler may not be an especially off-road ready vehicle, providing little feel along with feedback on the rough stuff, despite having at least a few features that render it useful for off-road driving, like 19 inches front wheels, versatile tires, and extended travel suspension with 150 millimeters of rear as well as front travel, and generously long bars. The 400X can easily pass on fire roads or greens lanes, but it isn't designed for anything remotely bumpy, and if you're not careful, the front end can run over ruts and softer ground. While the off-road option that switches everything off in one easy action would please seasoned riders, it would have been better to leave the front ABS attached for novice riders. Despite attempting to appeal to various tastes, it does share certain idiosyncrasies with the Speed due to its new 398cc single-cylinder engine. It's a great little bike, especially when you rev it up to 3,000 revolutions per minute, since it can produce a lot of power and torque at a broad RPM. Together with the pleasantly throaty exhaust note unique to the Scrambler, it will also gladly shift into higher gears. This ride-by-wire throttle linkage, on the other hand, responds sharply and powerfully, especially in lower speeds, so much so that first gear is not even necessary to get away. The Speed 400 would benefit from longer ratios even though the transmission is incredibly smooth and snappy both up and down. Although the Speed 400 is well suited to the task of cruising, it is also fairly strong at highway speeds, reaching over 6,000 revolutions per minute at 70 miles per hour. Off-road, particularly in dry weather and at slower speeds on rough gravel roads, the accelerator joint is quite sharp. Complete LED illumination and a partly LCD analog dashboard's arrangement with a fuel gauge and gear indication are included as standard features. Moreover, a USB-C charging connector is present. Traction control is adjustable, much like on the Speed 400, and the Scrambler 400X features an off-road mode that disables both the front and rear ABS. Additionally, there is a large selection of approved accessories, ranging from hard luggage to screens and additional protection.